and welcome to Trending, brought to you by Airtel. My name is Kim Opera, and of course this is your one-stop show for everything nice and everything trending.
My name is Pascal, and Trending brings you everyone that is trending. We're going on a short break right now. When we return, the show continues, so stick around.
Welcome back. Let's get the show started. Today we have a very, very important guest.
Very important.
A VMP. And he goes by the name MavinGrandpa.
MavinGrandpa in the building.
Thank you so much for honoring our invitation.
Yeah, and coming the grace in the show as well.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
How does it feel like to be the MavinGrandpa?
It feels good.
Yeah?
Really good.
How is it? How's like your relationship with the artist in Mavin? How does it work?
Yeah, I had always played the role of a father figure for the entire Mavin from the time Mavin was born up to date. And I see them all just like my children. And considering that I'm an industry person, whatever they are, at the point they became part of the Mavin family, I had at some point been there. And whatever they want to be, I have an idea of where they want to go to, and I can help to provide certain oversight function to help guide them get there.
Are you going to call yourself the Moses of the industry? The Moses. The Moses.
No, I'm not the Moses of the industry.
Okay.
In the case of Moses, Moses saw the promised land and never got there. I am entering the promised land.
I love that. I love that. Yes, exactly.
But is it only about when Mavin was born, or the genesis of the Mavin, or even when Mohit was still there, you were there?
From the onset.
From the onset. So that's interesting. Very interesting. Well, will you tell us some special things about Don Jazzy that we don't know of?
Special thing.
Incidentally, Don Jazzy is very transparent, and most people know him for being who he is. He's very real. I also know that he's very selfless. He thinks more of people than he thinks about himself.
Okay.
At all times, he's thinking of what he's able or can do to help make the lives of those around him better, even those that he don't know that need him in one way or the other, and he believes he's in a position to do it. He has this spirit of empathy in him, very human.
Okay.
And at some point, I never really knew myself that he would be that selfless, but seeing him live that way and seeing what he does and seeing the contentment that he derives from being helpful to people, I know that that is what his calling is, and I thank God for his life.
Thank God for your life as well, as being, of course, the father of the said person. Let's talk about where you really saw that Don Jazzy was special from all his peers. When was that?
From childhood.
When was that time you really noticed, you already realized
that defining moment?
This boy, when was that moment you realized that Don Jazzy was really special?
You call that being special? I see him as like one of my other kids. Every child is born with a gift.
100%.
And every child is special, depending on how they live their life and how fulfilled they eventually get at doing that which God wants them to do. The special thing about him, for one, is him being born as a masculine child and being my first son at the time. When I held him in my arms at the time of his birth, I looked into him. I said, "Thank you, Lord, for giving me this gift." From then till now and forever, grateful for that gift that God gave to me. So that for me is special.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
That's
fantastic.
That's so touching. In recent times, right, you know, there has been some said conversation of some people, passing conversations here and there of people that have referred to Don Jazzy as an influencer. What's your take on that?
I do not see why people make anything spectacular out of it. Whosoever said whatever he or she would have said, it depends on under what circumstance and what the person means. I wouldn't want that to be an issue of controversy.
Exactly.
And there is no love lost. And there is no need seeing it in a different way other than what it is intended to be or what it is. So we just pass that.
Pass it by. I love it. I love the energy. Of course. Let's talk about you. You're currently, heading the Artiste Managers Association in Nigeria.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah, I got it right. And you recently had your first edition AMAN Awards.
Yeah, the maiden edition of the
maiden
AMAN
edition.
Awards. Yep.
Yes. In order for us to talk about this, we'll have to also, join. We'll have your spokesperson join you right now, and then we can continue the conversation.
That's okay.
Okay, so we have currently been joined by Lady Carifest Duchess Onyeka Esquire of the Artiste Managers Association in Nigeria. Welcome. I have so many questions. I'm about to jump in. Yes. So what was the need to create this association?
Okay. The need to create the association was for us to provide a platform, a networking platform for creatives to actually nurture their talents, polish their talents, for us to mentor them so they can use that as a bridge to achieve the best they can with their talent. So AMAN is actually a platform through which we nurture talents to stardom. Like we say, springboard to stardom. We are the springboard for creatives to achieve relevance in their creative space. When I mean creative, it's not necessarily musicians alone. Whether you are an actor, you are a singer, you are a painter, you are a sculptor, you are a cook, you are a hairdresser, like somebody that is into different forms of creativity, a makeup artist, fashion designer. Once you are within, you operate within that creative space.
Yes.
AMAN is a platform for you to actually come and showcase your talent. And part of the reason we encourage creative to be part of AMAN is because there is this vacuum that has been created between the upcoming and those people that have succeeded. The vacuum is actually huge.
Very, very.
Yes, so and I don't think there are so many organizations that are out there that are championing the causes of creative, upcoming creatives for them to actually aspire to greatness. So AMAN is like that bridge that is bridging that gap between the stars and the upcoming stars.
Okay. That's quite interesting because at first look of the name, it sounds like an association for the managers of these creatives and not the creatives themselves.
No, it includes both the managers and the creatives themselves, because you cannot succeed as a creative if you don't have a strong manager behind you. And over time, managers are not seen for the proper role that they represent or the proper role that they play. It's like they are undermined, that they are looked down upon. It's like they don't get their flowers. They don't get the appreciation that they deserve. So when AMAN was established, we look at that vacuum that has been created and we say, oh, these artist managers, they actually deserve to get their flowers when they are deserving of it. So we have to have a platform, a networking platform that can bring every one of them together, through which they can network, they can collaborate efforts, they can teach other people, they can also be appreciated for the work they are doing, because to whom much is given, much is expected. And as humans, we have this natural craving to be appreciated, to be recognized. And when we are doing something, when we are appreciated or when we are recognized, we are inspired to do the more. So we felt the need for artist managers to be recognized. It's time. The time is due for them to get that recognition, that appreciation, and the flowers that they deserve. So we are using AMAN as an organization to do this and more. And for the upcoming too, for the creatives, they come in very raw, You know, these Gen Z people. It also includes people that are millennial, not just Gen Z. What is important is that you have that talent, you recognize the need for that talent to be polished for economic advantage. So AMAN, for us and for the world, is a platform where we focus on career advancement, talent development, and help them to harness their potentials, to give them that economic advantage, and to also give them the visibility they need to be spotted. Because an organization like yours, like a platform like yours, this upcoming, they don't have what it takes to be featured on your platform. You know, but through organizations like AMAN, they can get that visibility. They need to move to the next level, whereby someone who has that financial wherewithal to invest in their talent can spot them. Oh, this person has this talent. Okay, AMAN does not have the resources financially now to actually invest in them for them to get to where they're supposed to get to. But oh, HIP TV is showcasing them. So we don't know this talent exists. Let's call AMAN. Let's invest in this talent and see where we can take them to. So that's what AMAN is doing.
Okay, this is a powerhouse altogether.
Yes.
So it's not just an association for artist managers. No. It's also an association to not just find talent, harness talent, and
you can call it a breeding house.
A breeding house.
Or you can also call it a fattening house. Because you come in lean.
Yes, you come
with
in
your
lean.
talent. Yes, your talent. You come in lean with your talent. By the time we polish your talent, by the time we have the AMAN Academy. You go through the AMAN Academy, we teach you a lot of things, a lot of skills. From stage performance to presentation to character molding to building your confidence to teaching you how to groom yourself, how to be respectable, how to communicate. That's because once you open your mouth, you announce yourself.
100%.
I can say so much about you without hearing anything from you, just because of the way you are dressed and the way you position yourself. You understand? So there's so much you can learn coming to AMAN. So it's like a breeding house, a fattening house where you come, you don't live the same. You don't live the same way.
Okay,
so I think I may have to add a little bit to what she have said. In relation to the assumption that the platform is just either for managers or for artists.
Yes.
What that happens ultimately is that every artist at some point is going to end up being a manager.
True.
In a worst case scenario, when you do not find managers to look after your career, and your career is not going to die because you did not find managers, you're going to end up managing yourself.
True.
So you need to have that capacity to understand those services that a manager is supposed to render, and you understand exactly what you ought to do and how to build your team of those to provide the relevant intermediary services. All these we had at the back of our mind at the time AMAN was founded initially. Long before then, artist management culture in Nigeria wasn't very visible.
Sure.
So much that those who provided managerial services to artists were referred to as errand boys. And that was seen as being a bit derogatory, and it was responsible for the managers at the time to think outside the box, to say, no, we're not going to be addressed as errand boys. We're going to put things in place to ensure that we get properly professional and to be able to take our destiny in our hands and do things the way we want to be addressed in a respectable way. So I personally moved the motion in our organization we had prior to the emergence of AMAN. We used to have an organization called Artiste Managers and Music Promoters long ago. So my moving for a separate group to be founded that would be called Artist Managers Association in Nigeria was what that gave room to the birth of AMAN. And that was far back in 1995 when AMAN was registered by the Corporate Affairs Commission.
Wow.
And over time, we've been able to put in place the right objectives that will help to structure the organization and to also give a good structure to entry point into the show business community, because at the time, the term creative industry was not popularly used. Those of us who wanted to be in show business, we just thought that, oh, it's about entertainment, show business, and whatnot. Nobody talks about the creative industries.
Yes.
But as time went on, we now decided to expand the scope and bring all the various creatives that we see the need for them to have interface and network together. And that has kept on. Yeah.
Okay, I think most people, this probably might be the first time they would hear about AMAN. So I think the first question would be, how can they be a part of the association, and what credentials do they need to be a part of the association, and how, you know, can they just be part of this network that you have built?
If you want to be a part of the association, it's not difficult, though we screen those people that apply. Initially, people were coming in for free, but you know, like they say, anything you get for free, you don't appreciate. So the members discussed it and said, let's just put a little amount to it, that if people want to become members, they register with it. So we fixed it at 5,000 naira as registration fee. If you pay that 5,000 naira, you come into AMAN, we'll screen you, we'll ask you some questions, we give some materials to you, and that is it. We take it from there. Also important, I stress the fact that we don't pay levies. Once you pay 5,000 naira to register, that is it. Yes, we don't pay yearly levies. We don't.
Okay, monthly.
No, we don't do that. We just register.
It's just that just so that you can appreciate it.
Yes, it's important that you are somebody that has character. We don't just take anybody, because we don't want people that will drag us down.
True.
You know, we've built that name AMAN and we are still building it. We want people that have content of character, people that have substance when it comes to talent. We don't care where you come from. If you're an African, not just Nigeria, you know, not just a Nigerian, we have global membership. Wherever you are in any part of the world, if you're an African, you can be an AMAN member. And we also have a white lady from the UK.
Not only one now.
Okay, we have foreigners who are members now.
Yes,
so we are opening up membership to non-Nigerians. Yes, when they see what we are doing, they said yes. They say they are interested. They will welcome them. And we also have rules.
But let's talk about one of the representation that people talk about all the time, artists talk about all the time, that the reason why majority of artists actually fall is because of their managers. Firstly, their managers. Like, they do not, represent them well. What is AMAN, It's your organization, one of the frontiers of this amazing thing that you're putting out. What is AMAN going to do about this, and how can AMAN tackle this particular issue that keeps recurring anytime we interview artists? Managers. And it's not all just about artists, also about other creatives as well. The people that help them manage their stuff. Sometimes they squander the resources, sometimes they squander the contacts, sometimes they take it for their own personal gain and glory. In the end, when the artist or the creative is no longer with them, or they do not remit those contacts.
Sometimes they even try to like block them, blacklist them.
Blacklist and all.
You know,
what is
from the industry.
These kind of people, and how can you help?
The issue is that laws are not static. As time goes on, people modify whatever existing laws that are applicable in dealing with certain challenges of whatever time that such laws were originally made, and sometimes such laws become irrelevant, and there will be a need to either upgrade it or throw it away and replace. In the case of artist management culture, there is no law that insists that artists must have managers that are validated in certain organizations. None that I'm aware of.
Okay.
So it is the choice of the artist to have a relationship with whosoever organization that is managing them, and they are not bound by any law, none that I know of, to say your manager must be validated in such and such organization.
Okay.
If that happens, where there is an organization that is approved by government to be the standard organization that all managers must subscribe to, so that if there is an issue between an artist and his manager,
there's an intervention.
You know where to go to. So as it is for now, we can only deal with issues that concern our artists that are our members.
Yes.
And their managers that are our members.
So more reason.
Yes, yeah. So if moving forward we are able to propose a bill to be sponsored that says all artist managers must be validated in such and such organization, when that time comes, we will now know that any artist manager that is not signed up to the organization that represents artist manager, that person
is definitely okay.
So till then, on your tent, so
it happens. That's why I say laws.
Yeah, because there's no law.
Yeah, there's no law to that effect.
Yeah.
And for it to become a law, you know all the processes.
Yes.
Yes,
and
it will have
someone
to go
having
through.
to sponsor it,
Yeah.
and then So let us first of all have the pool of people who believe and see the need for this. Then we can now say, okay, we take it a step further.
So now we'll leave those ones apart. If you like.
If
you like get a good manager,
if you like, go and take your brother or your father or your mother to. Afterwards, when my kids were growing up, I was calling myself their manager. But will anybody take that away from me? I know lots of stars who were managed by their parents. Beyonce, the Jacksons, for instance. It gets to a point when
a professional
manager comes in, and if there are standards and the professional manager in question is validated in certain professional organization or body that they must operate within certain ethics in that particular organization or whatever. Fine, so be it. In Nigeria, we don't have that for now.
I'd like to present this to you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
That's our award brochure.
We want to
It's
know.
a non-profit charity organization.
Oh, it's a non-profit.
Yes,
non-profit,
a company gives it like a business.
Yes, a
outlook.
business.
No,
Oh,
it's
a
not for
non-profit.
profit making. It's a non-profit.
It's a non-profit.
Yes,
Okay.
it's a humanitarian organization.
Won't argue that though.
You know, you can't register an NGO as a limited.
What I'm trying to say.
Yes,
Exactly.
That's a
Only
business.
From that
Yes.
perspective.
Yes, so you register it in part, you know, in another
from that
part.
perspective.
Yes. So it can be
gives you
regarded as one.
actualization. So that's profit.
Okay. So
It should be subjective.
Exactly.
Okay. What type of awards are given in the AMAN Awards edition?
Okay. The AMAN Award was designed to reward excellence, hard work, to appreciate those people who are actually making the industry to blossom. So the award was set up to appreciate industry people who are setting the pace, you know, people who are standing, people who have distinguished themselves through service. And in choosing the recipients for the award, we look at their impact, global and local impact. We look at their influence. We are fair. We maintain integrity. So it's not, we don't look at faces when we nominate or give award. And from the awardees that were honored that day, you see that it cut across different ages, from the young to the middle age to the elderly, and it goes beyond ethnicity. So it's not for a particular tribe, it's for those people who are deserving. So that through that award, we've been able to recognize some people who, like I did say earlier on, they deserve their flowers, but nobody has honored them. Yes, and they were really very happy. We had actors, we had musicians, we had artist managers, we had different creatives.
Even posthumous.
Mobad, yes, was given a posthumous award. His first award. Yes, because we feel he deserves it. Yes, it was an upcoming that was already blossoming, that would have become probably one of the biggest stars this country would have produced. But unfortunately, we lost him at a young age. But regardless, we still recognized the impact he has made. And we appreciated that by giving him a posthumous award.
Okay. AMAN is
It's home to all.
Exactly. All right. Thank you so much for chatting with us.
Thank you.
Don't go anywhere, because after this short break, we'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching Trending, brought to you by Airtel. And we've had an amazing time on set with MavinGrandpa and Miss Carrie Fest, Duchess Esquire.
Thank you.
I love it. Would you have any final words for, people out there, upcoming acts or anything before we close the show?
That's from me, right?
Yeah, any words of advice?
For those who God have blessed with any talent and they haven't seen the talent blossom to their expectation, they should keep the dream alive. It will happen when it will happen. If it is their calling, stay focused. Your dream will come true.
Well, spoken like the legend himself.
Absolutely.
And on this note, we will wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. On Instagram, it's @officialhiptv. On X and YouTube, it's @hiptv.
Also remember that channel 324 on DSTV and 22 on GoTV, as well as training airs at the 9 a.m. hour and of course at the 8 p.m. hour. My name is Pascal.
And my name is Kim Opera.
My name is Carifest Duchess Onyeka Square.
And here comes MavinGrandpa.
Yes.
And don't forget to keep it moving.